Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about an issue with my S25 Ultra. But before I go into that issue, let me actually explain something funny. So this is my iPhone 11. This is probably 5 to 6 years old. We'll keep that here. This is my Fold 7. This is probably 5 to 6 days old. Let's keep it there. And this is my S25 Ultra. This is actually 6 months old. So in 6 months, I've had the time to actually use this phone on a day-to-day basis. And I left a couple of videos on my channel actually going through things that were good about this phone and things that were bad about this phone. I've actually got a video on this phone actually having some camera issues, and there's like 5.1 thousand views in, and loads of people have agreed the fact that they are seeing the same thing. Things like, the camera vibrates and quality and all of that. But in this video, I want to talk about the screen, because the screen is the one thing that we look at in our phone. And in this phone, you can see it's got something called the anti-reflective. You see the Fold 7 versus the S25 Ultra. You can see how the Fold 7 is reflecting more light than the S25 Ultra. So that is a great feature for somebody who actually takes the phone outside in daylight. I mean, to be honest, that is all of us, using the phone in daylight or using it next to the lights, and to have less thing reflected on the screen, it's fantastic. I also feel that the anti-reflective screen does have some issues. For example, this screen attracts too many fingerprints. Like, you cannot believe how many times I have to clean this phone. You see, even throughout the start of this video, all I'm doing is I'm cleaning this phone. I haven't cleaned this phone yet. But I'll show you what I talk about. So let me just show you. So I'm just pretending. So let's just use the phone, fingerprint here, blah, blah, swipe left, swipe right. You see, as somebody who's gonna be using the phone as like a naturally, right? Open my Apple Music, swipe it off. Now if I close it, just see the smudges here, right? And these are so much concentrated on this side of the area, because this is where I use my phone. So let me just pretend I'm using it on this side, right? So now you can see here in light, you got my fingerprints there, and then if I rub it, it just seems to, instead of clearing the fingerprint, it just smudges the phone. Wait, let me just show this. All right, there we go. Instead of cleaning the fingerprints, it just smudges the screen even more. What that actually means is, as you take the phone outside and it gets more brighter, all you see is just smudges. You can see here, right? So let me just go. You see, it's as bright as possible, and you can still see smudges depending on the wallpaper you have and then the websites you go on. But I feel like the screen within 6 months has gone through, some sort of quality issues with the way how it sort of, gets rid of maybe, the dirt from your fingers and stuff like that, and now starting to attract them. So the 6-year-old phone, just look at that. So look, let me just swipe it. Yeah, pretend I haven't got any battery on this, forgot to charge it. So you see now, when you move them around, you see the 6-year-old phone, look at it, it's less smudgy, okay? That's an iPhone, okay? If you want to talk about a brand new phone from Samsung, you see, all right, let me just unlock the phone, all right? And let's just use it, website, okay, swipe back, forward, whatnot, lock it, see, just look at this. Look at this mess. You can clearly see S25 retains so much. I don't know what has happened to this phone in terms of performance-wise. It just seems like everything is software related, and in terms of software, Samsung are ahead of the game. When you look at competitors like, Apple or Pixel, Samsung does the all-around package, and I think One UI is really great. But more so than ever, everything is heading towards software rather than hardware. There's just poor hardware. I think I know what this is. I think the oleophobic coating on the screen is starting to wear off quicker than any of these screens, any of the devices here. And for those of you who don't know what oleophobic coating is, it's just a coating to, make sure that the dirt on our fingers doesn't damage the screen too much, and it gives the screen an oily resistance. But when I use this, there isn't any oily resistance I get. There's two ways you could overcome that. One, by putting in a tempered glass screen protector with oleophobic coating in that makes it nice and smooth, and then all of a sudden you don't have this sort of smudgy look and feel, and you can clean it off fairly easily. But that means you're having to forgo the anti-reflective nature of the screen. The second one is to actually get an oleophobic coating on Amazon and apply it to your device. But if Samsung's own oleophobic coating is wearing off quicker, I have no belief in a third-party oleophobic coating to actually do any work. And last thing I want to do is, keep doing some sort of coating on top of the phone every now and then, and in the end that might even damage the phone even more. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys. So if you're actually in the market researching everything about S25, you do have to sort of look out for the fact that the screen smudges more than you think, and it smudges more than any other phone. And I think the oleophobic coating is quite bad. So this is quite bad considering the fact that there are also issues with the camera quality, and depending on how much you love the photo, smudgy photos on cameras, the camera vibrating, the phone quality is not that great. But now on top of that, the thing that we look at the most, the screen, it becomes worse every single day. The more you use it, the less clearer things are, because all I end up seeing is just fingerprints everywhere. And this seems like one thing that I carry all the time just so that I can rub it off. Not really great for a phone that is 6 months old. Anyway, if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel. If not, I see you in the next video. Peace out.